Hello, Rec Team video. Today we're going to take a look at a Linoone in the Open Great League here. This is going to be an interesting one. Linoone been a very decent Pokemon, especially in the beginning of the Go Battle League, as it was like kind of a very good sales up then already. It was like something that I know like there was a time where this Pokemon got used pretty commonly, but only for like a few weeks, I feel like, because I think maybe some creator made a video about it back in the day. But this Pokemon has, of course, the best fast move really in the game, which has a Shadow Claw, of course, here. And also, it has a very good coverage. It has Grass Knot, giving it access to something to hit like also Zimmer, but also something like Galarian Stunfisk for neutral at least, Swampert for double super effective damage, which is really cool. And then you have Thunder, which has the potential to do a lot of damage against something like the Noctowl, which would hardwall the fast move of this Pokemon. So it's going to be interesting how good this Pokemon can be in the Open Great League right now. A very funny Pokemon. I really hope that we someday get a move update for this Pokemon, because when this Pokemon learns Body Slam, it's going to be a very good one. First game here, the opponent decided to forfeit already. But yeah, like if this Pokemon ever going to be able to get the move Body Slam, this would make this Pokemon so much better, because you still have the coverage. The opponent doesn't know if you have Thunder or Grass Knot, and you're still going to be able to get to the Body Slam super fast, and it wouldn't be even overpowered. Does this opponent even know the moveset? Let's see. Grass Knot coming through. Do they shield? They do shield. Okay, they do shield. I thought they wouldn't shield, but maybe they are not shielding. Why, like... Okay, I don't understand the decision making of the opponent. They are shielding the first one, but not shielding the second one. I mean, either you don't know the moveset, and you let the first move go through, or you know the moveset and then shield twice and at least try to get shields back, because you would have at least got the 2 Hydro Cans, which would have either knocked out the opponent or get like shields. Interesting decision there from the opponent. Sableye has to throw here. You are a normal type still, so Shadow Claw on a normal type is also pretty decent against other ghost types. This Pokemon actually has a lot of potential, but someday gets a better move there. But right now, it's a little bit interesting to see. We will see a Bastion in the lead here. This is a little bit tricky for this team in general. We have the OG Trevenant and Walrein core, something that we've seen already for a lot of seasons, even though it's kind of not as common anymore, luckily, because of the introduction there of Noctowl. Noctowl is one very strong Pokemon. Noctowl is able to, of course, destroy Trevenant, so Trevenant is a little bit tricky to use. And also Medicham is pretty common, which makes the Walrein a little bit worse, especially after the nerf of the Icicle Spear here as well. Still, we're going to see a Victory Bell here. I'm fearing that they're going to be Pokemon in the back that you won't be able to deal with. Usually they have a Medicham with this team here, so let's see. We're going to see the shield coming up, and we will see that they're gonna get the double attack debuff, which is really annoying because you don't get to your move now anymore. And the opponent decides to go into the Medicham. You're still gonna do super effective damage with your fast move. This is a power punch, so it doesn't do as much damage either. But we will be able to go ahead and go for the Thunder. Thunder will do some nice damage here. We will see that they still going to be able to farm you down, but still close one. We will see a Zoomer in the lead here. Very good one. We see the Stunfisk coming in. I think you can just stay in here, to be fair. This is your best matchup against Stunfisk. They are forced to go for the Rock Slide. It still does around 40%, which is annoying because you see already, especially with the AoE spread from the Trevenant here, they most likely will lose it eventually, but here actually very good swap onto the Linoone, onto the Rock Slide there, which is very good for you. And you might just want to actually farm them all the way down. This is only a Rock Slide, you can take it. And if they want to go back with the Azumarill, they know what they're going to get hit with, either a Grass Knot or the Thunder, but we actually see, I think it's an Altaria coming in here, could also be Dragonite, but it is an Altaria, more common, and you see actually that the Dragon Breath doesn't do enough damage to knock you out yet, and you can go for another Thunder here. I think the opponent lagged a little bit though. I think that usually it would do more damage, and we see the opponent forfeiting you already. Kinda hard-walled the opponent there, very good for you. Good lead for you with the Medicham, but we see the Noctowl Haze off there, allowing you to go into the Walrein, which is so nice for the Walrein. People don't really expect this Pokemon anymore, so there are a lot of Noctowl Haze Swaps. Also, like teams that I did before had Noctowl as Haze Swap, and yeah, having the Walrein against this is of course really good. You have to shield here. Should have thrown the move earlier for sure. This doesn't really help you. Yes, you can farm them down here, but I think getting the shield advantage there would have been better, or like getting equal shields would have helped you out a little bit more. Gonna go straight for the Earthquake. Interesting play here. This can do, I think it does a little bit more damage now actually, compared to going for 2 Icicle Spears, but I'm not sure about it. But of course, after the nerf of Icicle Spear, it's a little bit trickier to use that one. We see the Charizard coming in. This should be a loss here for you. I don't know how you're going to be able to win this. We see the Blast Bang coming in, you most likely have to try to bait him here with the Grass Knot, but even then, unless the opponent gets like greedy and you can farm up to a Thunder and hit him with a Thunder, yeah, they don't. This is going to be a tough one to win for you. Blast Bang coming through, they go straight for it. I mean, can you farm them? Nah, I mean, can you go for 2 moves here? Still going to be close. Let's see. Seed Bomb coming through. They're going to shield up. You're going to go down there. Still kind of close though. Good game there. Next one coming in. We're going to see the Frosters in the lead here. That's going to be definitely a matchup which is kind of neutral. I think you kind of like this matchup here because I don't really think that you want to see it against the Warren in the back. But of course, your Linoone would have a great time here as well. We see the swap into Registeel. I have no idea what the opponent's doing here, but we take this here because it doesn't really make any sense at all. You will be able to go for the Shadow Ball now, which is cool, but basically the opponent just gave you the free option to KO the Registeel, a Pokemon that you kind of struggle with otherwise. It doesn't really make any sense at all what the opponent tried to do there, but you will be able to farm them all the way down, get to a Grass Knot here as well, which allows you to hopefully threaten the Frosters coming in, which is also a decent one for you. You can take one Avalanche. You could just decide to farm them down, but we see the Toxapex. Do they know about it? Let's see, do they know about the Thunder? They do not know about the Thunder. That's half of the health there, and we can swap perfectly onto the Brine here into the Warrain, and this was enough for the opponent deciding to forfeit here already. Good game there. Next one coming up, we will see the Trevenant against the Swampert there. Very decent lead for you, of course. They don't really want to stay in here, and we see the Noctowl coming in. Having Warrain in the back right now seems to be a very good play, as there are a ton of Noctowl floating around here, and they don't really want to be up against your Warrain here. Of course, we will see the Shadow Ball coming through. Interesting one here as well, as we're going to be able to see the Icicle Spear coming in, going to knock them out. This time around, you don't have to give up a shield, which is good. And we see again the Swampert coming in, which you can still threaten with the Icicle Spear, but they're going to go straight for the charge move. This is actually really decent for you. They don't get extra energy here, which is a very nice, as you can go for one Seed Bomb. I think you expected them to swap out, so you waited one turn, at least looked like it, so you can throw the move for sure against the Swampert. This time around, they go into the Pidgeot, and that's going to be an interesting one. Pidgeot is weird, because Pidgeot can debuff your attack by 2 stages here. And Thunder going to be still super effective, but like, they're going to most likely, and actually going to let this move go through. That's nice for you. Are you going to let this move go through as well? You sadly don't do damage with your fast move. This is the issue here, but you can still reach another move with going for the Grass Knot is, I think, kind of safe. I think they're going to shield this anyway, exactly. And hopefully you put them into range where you can go for Seed Bomb. I'm not sure about that one here, but you don't really need too much health left here either. But it actually does knock them out. I didn't expect that it would do that much damage, but I guess I expected it to have like similar bulk to like Noctowl. I only really know the Noctowl matchup. So it's actually, wait, this is actually the team that I also made popular. That's kind of funny. Yeah, this is a team that I made popular in the beginning of the season. Then it went on to rank 1 on PvPoke for like top teams, and then I showcased it again, and then the Zionic showcased it as well, so kind of funny to see that here as well. This is Bastion in the back. That's not really that nice for you. At least you're still going to be able to hit it for neutral here, but they still, like, if you don't hit Bastion in for super effective damage, or the fast moves and charge moves of Bastion is resisted against you, you basically always lose against Bastion, and this Pokemon just has the best neutral stat product there. It just has a horrible typing, so I actually see like a lot of people complaining about Bastion and say like, oh, this Pokemon is unfair, it should be banned. I can understand if you think that this Pokemon might be a little bit lame, but I feel like this Pokemon is one of the most balanced Pokemon around. Just for the pure fact that the typing itself is so shit, and also the fast move itself. There's so many Pokemon that just resisted that it's basically just farm for Medicham. Like, if you have it aligned against the Medicham, they can just farm you down. If you have it aligned against the Galarian Stunfisk, they can go for an Earthquake and farm you down. So like, it's against the meta, and especially it's not really the craziest Pokemon. It's just very good in those matchups that's supposed to be good in, like against a Ninetales here, for example, or like against a Noctowl. But I feel like Bastion is a very, very balanced Pokemon in general. As we see the Pelipper coming in here, we will see the Seed Bomb coming through as well, which will hopefully get the shield. It does get the shield. Yeah. Oh, this could be a little bit tricky. This doesn't knock them out, but I'm not sure. Okay, they actually survive around the same health as you would have had them if you went for 2 more Shadow Claws to try to get to the next charge move, but I guess you're fine here. We see the Ninetales coming in. Yes, you're going to be fine. You can go for another charge move here. Hopefully knocking them out. Let's see. We will see. Yeah, they're going to easily knock them out, and we can see the next game coming up. Trevenant against Warrain here. That's a tricky one to play. Actually, that's a very tricky one to play. I think Warren still wins this one. Even after the debuff. Before, it was always nice for them because they were able to outspeed you to the second move. But I'm pretty sure they still win this. I don't think that in the 2-shield scenario, the Shadow Claw does enough damage, but maybe, never mind. I think maybe 2 shields you're actually fine with the Trevenant, but you're going to opt to go into your Linoone anyway. And you're gonna bait out the Azumarill. That's fine for you. Like, you have Thunder, you have the Grass Knot. You're gonna go for Thunder first. Thunder does more damage than Grass Knot for sure. And we see the shield coming up. This is totally okay for you. You would actually still survive definitely an Ice Beam. Not sure about a Play Rough. Yeah, you don't survive a Play Rough, sadly. But Linoone actually has pretty decent bulk. Has more bulk than, for example, Tapu Fini, which also gets pretty far, usually in like tournaments. Here I think the opponent got some free moves from your leg, which is not ideal, but you can shield up the move from the opponent. Play Rough coming through. And we will see that you can go ahead and go for another Seed Bomb. The Seed Bomb here should surely, hopefully, at least knock out the Azumarill here, and we will see that the opponent going to go into a Frosters. Oh, Frost is going to be a little bit of a tricky one. You might be able to get a shield here, but it's going to be definitely not something that you really want to... Oh, yeah, actually got the shield here, which you want to see in general. One Earthquake should knock them out from this range. I think at least it's going to be close, but I think the Powder Snow damage kind of puts them into range. I think you expect the opponent to maybe you like catch the move, which didn't work out for the opponent, which is nice, and you're actually going to be able to win the game. So very well played there. Next opponent, we see a Jumpluff in the lead. This is something that you don't really want to face. You don't really want to swap out either though, because also your Linoone kinda struggles a little bit against it. You're still going to be able to do some damage here with your own Trevenant. They're going to have Ferryman, of course they can go for the Acrobatics. It's a cool thing about Jumpluff in general as a Pokemon. Also for like play Pokemon or whatever. You just have the pressure. You have like always pressure with the charge moves that you throw. Like you either have Energy Ball or the Acrobatics. Usually like you want to have a bait move. But sometimes it can also be kind of handy to only have nuke moves if you have a super fast energy generating fast move like the Ferryman there. So we will see the Stunfisk coming in. We see now a swap out into the Noctowl against your Linoone. Of course, fast move resisted, but charge move Thunder going to hurt and looks pretty decent so far as long as I can see that here. You can go for the Thunder. Thunder coming through, Thunder going to hit as well, putting them into range where you can actually farm them down with your Warrain as well. And as long as you get out of this matchup with a little bit of energy, I think you're fine. You can take one move and you can just farm them all the way down. This looks amazing so far. Still, you're going to see most likely a swap out here. No, they're actually still locked in, which is amazing. And we see that you can go for 2 Icicle Spears now, which should be able to seal the deal here. You're going to be able to win CMP against this Pokemon anyway if they had more energy here, which I don't think they have, and they saw also like the fast move coming through there. They should knock out the opponent. That's going to be a good game. Next one, we see a Medicham in the lead. Good lead for you, very nice that you see that in the lead. Also actually pretty cool for the Linoone that if you actually face something like this, like a Medicham, you will be able to still do some damage against them, even though of course your best counter is your lead. So I actually like this team a lot in terms of how it's built. Of course, like Trevenant plus the Warren is not really the most unique core, but still very, very nice built team here. We will see the Grass Knot coming through against the opponent's Lickitung. I actually wonder if you can flip this matchup here, but I don't think you can. Yeah, you cannot outspeed them. They sadly get to the Body Slam at the faster paces you can get to the Grass Knot, it seems like. But you're still going to be able to always match shields. Like, if they want to let this move go through, they can, but they're going to shield this move up. And you get them lower and lower, which allows you maybe even to farm them down with your Trevenant. Or do you go into your... You're actually going to go into your Warrain. Trevenant would have also still worked out, actually. But we have to see what they have in the back. It's going to be a Bastion. That's going to be a tough one to win. I don't think you have a chance here of winning this game anymore. Bastion is just so strong. By the way, this is my old Legend team, which like a lot of people like to copy as well against what you're playing here right now. So, so many teams that I also basically created. Of course, people can get the same ideas as well. I saw, for example, for my recent video about Triple Hitmon, that some people thought I would have taken that from some other YouTuber or whatever. One thing in general, which I can say, which you're also most likely going to see tomorrow, by the way, if I take anything from anybody, I always going to link them. I always going to say that. For me, it doesn't make any like sense for me to not give credits to someone for their work or for their ideas or whatever. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't do anything for me. So if you see something which I do and maybe someone else did 5-6 months ago, it's most likely because I A, didn't watch the YouTuber, because I actually don't really watch a lot of YouTube, and B, I came up on my own with that idea. Just people can come up with the same idea somewhere with the limited amount of Pokemon that you use. But if you see somewhere, oh, you copied this or whatever, like I never copied anybody ever yet on my channel where I didn't give credits to them. Like I give credits for teams that I copy. Like recently, for example, the Abomasnow team from House Stark, I gave credit to them, linked his Twitter and posted a post and whatever there. So like I always do that, and I never, like, it doesn't make any sense for me to not credit people. It doesn't really make any sense at all. Doesn't hurt me, doesn't hurt them. Like, yeah, I just see sometimes comments where I think, okay, why would I ever do that? But yeah, we're going to be able to see now the final game coming to a conclusion. Here we see the Stunfisk coming in. It looks pretty decent, but I expect them to have something good against the Trevenant in the bag. As we will see here most likely. Actually, no, they're going to stay in here. Yeah, okay, we see the Noctowl. This game's over. There's nothing that you can do here anymore. This was kind of expectable that this was a game that you're most likely going to lose. But still, thanks for letting me showcase Linoone. Linoone is a very cool Pokemon. I hope that we're someday going to get Body Slam on this Pokemon. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this team, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.